Alright, let us get into game number 4. Nerd Swagger, why don't you take it away?
Shout out to Dark Plasma Ball. Thanks for the great feedback. Playhem does have a Team Liquid thread that you guys can go there and give us feedback, on our casting, on the organization itself, on the tournaments, the show matches that we host. All that feedback is taken into consideration. So I'm sure somebody will link that Team Liquid thread in chat here momentarily. But yeah, we are going to get into this game. We are going to have Vile Illusion as our pink Terran up here at the top right corner. Down here at the bottom left, we are going to have Gosu's HwangSin as our red Protoss player. Cloud Kingdom, one of my new favorite maps, Sham 2.
And we can see Bubbles frozen in time as nobody has discovered him yet on this map. I just wanna, I'm sorry, I'll stop talking about the Space Shark.
It's frozen in time.
Frozen in time.
I want somebody to make a map where it shows that, that shark or whatever moving object in the middle of the map, and then when you get there, it just like disappears. You're like, whoa, where did it go? Somebody should make just another off version of ESV Cloud Kingdom with that like disappearing so people freak out.
Luca is throwing tables. Damn it, Luca. Stop throwing tables. We have a game to cast here. But, looks... So, I'm trying to think of what HwangSin's going to be up to on this map, and I don't know if you have any ideas, but I'm thinking obviously probably going to be seeing some sort of 1-gate expand, or actually no, is he going to be going for a 15 Nexus? That is what he's going to be going for. Wow, that is some greedy play here.
Yeah, Sham 2, I'd have to agree with that. That is pretty greedy, as this is only a 2-player map. I mean, there's not a lot of other places to scout for positioning, and the distance is a little bit shorter if there wants to be any early aggression. Vile Illusion's going to be able to spot this Nexus first, and I'm wondering, is he going to take advantage of this and try and do some early 1-base aggression against it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to be able to put on that much pressure. I think he's pretty much just going to have to let this slide. He's going to say, oh, you, I'll get you later, you, because he's going for that no gas fast expand. So he can't even put on any pressure with those Marines. He's just going to get shredded apart by either Stalkers or Zealots by the time he gets there.
Yep, that is right, Sham 2. So, yep, there goes the fast command center as well. 1-Rax command center, excuse me. So, again, we're moving kind of into the same playstyle that we see almost from every single TVP nowadays. No one wants to be risky anymore. No one wants to try and do huge amounts of 1-base aggression. They want to kind of go into the later game where at least if their attack doesn't work, because, Terrans, they attack in waves, kind of, where they kind of build up forces back at home, where if their main attack doesn't work, they can at least transition into the later part of the game.
We can see the Space Shark now finally unfrozen from time as he's watching these 2 Marines and SCV do a little bit of a battle with this probe over here. Now the expansion has finished up, but so has 2 gateways. He's going to start pouring out a couple of Zealots here. Is Vile Illusion going to be able to put on any type of pressure? No, it looks like he's going to... Yes, maybe. No, he's not too sure. Trying to get a little bit of damage here. But now 2 Stalkers are on the way, so I'd really suggest for him to pull back at this moment. His own expansion is going to be finishing up pretty soon, but not exactly right behind it. 4 Rax is going to be going up as well. No gas whatsoever. We're going to be seeing that quad Rax, no gas. Probably seeing that gas finally go down at probably about the 7-minute mark for the Terran player.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a while as we see that extra Rax being added on to this playstyle right now. He's going to be wanting to go for that earlier aggression, I feel like, or he just wants to get out a little bit more aggressive units to kind of defend against anything. We see 2 Stalkers and a Zealot making their way across the map, making sure they have that map control, or at least that Zelnaga tower, excuse me. So there's a 5-man hit squad going around trying to find any sort of proxy pylons. I like that, just that small details that you kind of need to do every now and then.
And you know what I really like about this build here, Nerd Swagger? Is that you can catch a lot of Protoss off guard with the amount of Marines you're able to pump out of this. Because Protoss try to get away with as many, or as little units, I should say, as they possibly can. I was going to say as many probes as possible. But with trying to go with as little units as possible, they really sacrifice their ability to defend something like this. Makes it very difficult. He doesn't even have a single sentry up to get any force fields or guardian shields down. He's only got so many Stalkers. He's trying to break out this reinforcements probably, but they're going to start engaging here. But meanwhile, a number of Marines are now moving over here to the natural expansion.
Oh, and yep, here we go. Here's that early aggression from adding that Raxon. Going to be focusing down this pylon. That is actually going to send HwangSin into the red a little bit, so no more warp-ins for quite some time. One probe should be picked off. Nope, those Marines are like, you can live. Oh, no, just kidding. And they turn around and kill him. Now, he is trying to take out these Stalkers out in the middle of the field right now. They're both down to the red. This lone Marine is chasing them. He's like, I will kill
that
both
hero
of you.
Marine, is he going to be able to get the second Stalker? I'm not exactly sure. Looks like HwangSin is not bothering to micro it. He's going to be doing a couple of waypoints and making its way out of there, as the Marine is just far too slow. Oh, he looks like he's going to try and cut him off.
Oh, this Marine and Stalker are playing cat and mouse just a little bit, but this Stalker is going to start to have that advantage as his shields are regenerating super quick, so that Marine will eventually get taken out. Now we see an Observer making its way across the map, high-fiving Space Shark, saying, "Sup, bro?" And now he's going to get that scouting intel that he needs.
Yeah, he is now finally going to get into that Terran base, and because he went for these 4 Raxes, Nerd Swagger, of course his factory is so incredibly delayed. No medevacs are going to be out anytime soon. He's already at the 9-minute mark, and he's got 1 engineering bay, but no upgrades are going down as well. He's going to start saving up his gas, start doing those pretty soon. But the Marines are just going to keep coming out. Stim is about halfway done. Combat Shield is nowhere in sight, but +1 has actually started for him. Blink on the way now for HwangSin.
Yep. And this is a great map to blink on, as we see the main base is so expansive. You know, you get that Observer over here on this ledge. Blink Stalkers have so much room to kind of work with and poke and pry around in to take out the attachments of their opponent, or, you know, maybe even snipe some SCVs and then just get back out of there again from the third. So I really, really like that he is going for that blink style on this map.
And look at those Stalkers. They just gained such confident map control. He can do anything he wants, like grab a third base.
Yep. And we do see HwangSin going to be doing that, going into the macro style right now again, trying to get ahead of his opponent as much as possible. 55 probes to 51 SCVs, but again with that third base coming up here pretty soon, he's going to get that significant lead. He's adding more gateways on. We haven't seen him start to go into any sort of higher tech, such as the Templar Archives or Colossus just yet. He wants to do a lot of damage with the Stalker harassment that's going to be coming.
And yes, it looks like those Stalkers are going to start jumping up. The Observer is in place, but Vile Illusion has got a number of units already in place.
Oh, scan going down, taking out the Observer, so those Blink Stalkers are not going to be able to do anything. They are going to have to back off completely. But again, behind this, he is getting his third base nice and saturated. We should be seeing Vile Illusion start to move out here soon.
Yeah, he is going to be moving out just about now. He's got a couple of medevacs and a pretty hefty MMM army right now. Bunker's going to be going up for Illusion in case of anything else. 1 Stalker does go down in an engagement at the Zelnaga Tower. But now Vile Illusion's force is very scary for HwangSin to deal with. But he is leaving his medevacs a little bit overexposed here. 1 of those Stalkers gets away with 6 health.
Nice blink out. Here we go. Huge warping going down for HwangSin at the third base. A lot of Zealots, but they can't be the only units there. We're going to need to see more out of that. But we might see... Oh, nope. These Stalkers are going to be making their way around. Actually, some misrallying. They're going to be coming up behind as well. And it looks like he's just going to focus down this third base. Nice snipe by Vile Illusion.
But hopefully he doesn't lose all of his army here. This is a lot of Stalkers to deal with. The medevacs do go down. And now a number of Zealots are warping in. But he doesn't want to lose this army, of course not, but he really can't lose his army is what I really should be saying here, as the Protoss army is not something you want to trade with. It looks like 1 more Stalker is going to go down, the Marauder's going to try and take out that last one, but he gets away with another 6 health.
Yep, and I really like this map for Terrans once again, where, you know, he's placing his third right here, right by almost where his third is. It's just the shortest liftoff possible, but yet it's one of the most exposed thirds on any map. You know, there's a lot of big, expansive attack routes that you can't quite defend as well as, you know, your natural with the small choke. But we do see a double medevac going down right now, so we're going to have to keep our eyes on that. It's going towards that natural.
Yeah, and it looks like HwangSin's going to see that medevac was trying to move out, so he's going to be feeling that there's definitely going to be a second medevac coming from another location. Because whenever there's 1, there's 2. It's almost like the rule of 2 in Sith terms. For every master, there's an apprentice. And our masters over
true.
here, 2 medevacs going to be hanging out inside this rock formation, trying to be as sneaky as possible.
Yep, and there's already Stalkers and an Immortal waiting for this drop right now, so he's not going to be able to get any sort of edge right there. And it looks like a lot of HwangSin's forces might meet these forces in the middle and take them out. This medevac is going to be focused down. This Bioforce is going to be cleaned up. And this other medevac is kind of trapped right now. He's not going to be able to move it out whatsoever. Again, trying to hide in the rocks. Another drop over here at the 6 o'clock position, stimming into the 3rd right now.
There are 4 Zealots already there to meet up with them. But it looks like he is going to be able to micro those out. Concussive shells are going to be able to... Oh, it doesn't even take out one of those Zealots. Oh, but is he going to get caught right here as he tries to go over into the main? No, he's not, but there are Blink Stalkers, so now he's going to have this dropship stuck as well. So this makes it a little bit awkward.
Yeah, it's definitely super awkward for this medevac. He's going to have to wait a really long time before he wants to do anything with this. I mean, that's limiting his army back at home and for any sort of final engagement, leaving that medevac with all those Marines and Marauders. So here we see him trying to get up his 3rd right now, throwing up some bunkers even and into a planetary fortress. But we haven't seen HwangSin still transition out of this Immortal. There he goes, finally throwing down a robotics bay and getting that double forge working for the upgrades. Usually we see that a little bit sooner.
Yeah, this is pretty delayed. He's at halfway on 1-1. And Illusion's actually at 1-1 already, moving on to 2-2. He's got his armor. It's just about started, 40 seconds to go. But his weapons are going to be done in the next 60, 50 some seconds. So he's going to be way ahead in those upgrades in that respect. Colossus Den has now just finished up as well. Colossus on the way as well as Thermal Lance. Going to be seeing some double Robo Bay, double Robo all the way here from HwangSin as he's grabbing that second Robo Bay at, Robo Facility at his natural. So he's pumping out those Colossus.
I really like that play from HwangSin. A lot of Protoss players kind of have been aiming towards the double the robotics facility in terms of, yeah, you can pump out 2 Colossus at once, and you know, if the Terran opponent isn't fortifying or like producing as many Vikings as he can, you know, the Colossus numbers are just going to overwhelm the Terran. But now again we see finally via Illusion adding that those Vikings to his unit comp. He's just going to have to put them in really, really great positioning, unlike what he did on Shakura's Plateau.
Yeah, and you know, it's going to be very difficult. We've seen Illusion fall to these Colossus numbers the last 2 times that he's lost. Right? Yeah, 2 times that he's lost now is just because of the Colossus numbers. He's got to cut down those Colossus before they start becoming a serious issue. He's got a pretty big force out already. I'd like to see him start moving around and doing some damage to the Protoss, if not splitting up and doing multiple damage here and there, as now HwangSin starting to grab his 4th base already.
Yep. And it looks like we are going to be seeing via Illusion. He wants to deny that 4th base. There's a ton of cannons already sitting there, so it's going to be really hard.
The Vikings are moving into the cannons, and he loses 1 already, if not more. There's not that many sentries in that army either. I wouldn't be too scared. Oh, sorry, there was a number that were hidden behind that 1 Colossus.
Yep, he can't really attack into this right now because these Colossus are going to rain down a lot of damage, and these Vikings aren't really in the position to take out the Colossus. Nice blink by HwangSin. He's going to be able to pick off all of those Vikings before the Colossus go down, and he's going to be able to clean up Vile Illusion pretty easily here.
Yeah, he is going to have to retreat all of his Marines and Marauders now, as HwangSin just puts on that pressure. Those Immortals have not gone down, neither have the Colossus, and the sentries are all up, but they are completely out of entry at this point as well. But so many Zealots are just so scary for a Terran like that position to deal with.
Yep, and I really think that, I mean, both players have kind of been doing this where they get to these 2-2 upgrades and then they don't opt to go for the 3-3 right away. Maybe it's just a small blunder of kind of forgetting, but Vile Illusion, if he were to go for that, you know, he'd have a nice window of opportunity because he's been ahead in upgrades almost this entire game up until now to kind of get that extra edge. But now we both see both players sitting on 2-2. Finally, Vile Illusion getting weapons 3 at least. But we should see some more Vikings being pumped out for Vile Illusion, but we're not. It's just medevacs now. He's still not going to be able to handle these Colossus.
2 more robotics facilities. What is it?
I don't know about that.
Quadruple? What?
I don't know. I don't really.
Nerd Swagger, I am absolutely at a loss for words right now. I mean,
yeah, It's too many.
That's so many robotics facilities.
That's way too many.
He's going for that heavy, heavy, heavy tech army, and I can't blame him at this point. It's like Colossus are the anti-illusion.
I'd really like to see him throw down a Templar Archives to kind of transfer. Oh, excuse me, he already has that down. I'd really like to see him, let me correct myself, start researching Storm at least. So he can kind of throw that into his play just in case the Viking count becomes too overwhelming and he has at least a direction to go into if he loses all the Colossus.
Fourth base has gone down for Vile Illusion. This is definitely going to be a point of contention here, as the Protoss forces are just kind of circling around it. They're just kind of like that hawk waiting for the right time to move in. Going to be very scary for Illusion to make sure that he's in the proper position to deal with this. He's only got about 6 Vikings out, opposed to the 3 Colossus. He's probably going to want at least 9 at this point. You try to, I at least try to have at least 3 Vikings out per Colossus.
Yeah, here we go. Nice job by Vile Illusion denying this base down here from HwangSin. He does get the cancel off, so no big minerals lost there, nothing too major. He was trying to have some cannons refortify that, but that might just put him out of position. HwangSin trying to attack into this base over here, but it is a planetary fortress, so that is an engagement he does not want.
A couple of EMPs are going down, and now the Protoss is actually starting to retreat, but he's pushing up a ramp, and he does not want to be caught out of position. Number of EMPs going down, and that MMM is actually doing some pretty good damage here, Nerd Swagger. On that Colossus, Ball is actually pretty hurt as well. The Vikings are starting to dwindle in number, however. He needs to start healing up his forces, but he can't let HwangSin rebuild at this point because he's got 3 Colossus on the way. 3-3 is just about to finish. 3-3 for the Terran as well is just about to finish. Cloak is also going to be on the way for those Ghosts. And, wow, 3 Colossus. At a time. That's 3. That's 3. That's 3 Colossus at a time.
That's definitely really crazy. If I was HwangSin, kind of needs to find a new position to attack into. I'd really like to see him go over and deny this 3rd base over here. He can definitely get a better footing and better positioning as it would catch Vile Illusion kind of out of position as his army's clear on the right side.
And let's look at that unit tab. We're at 6 Colossus at this point, compared to, about 11 Vikings, so that's not awful. He's at a,
I like this. He's cutting off the reinforcements for Vile Illusion, trying to go up into the natural, and here comes the big engagement right now. Colossus are melting pretty fast as the Stalkers aren't focusing them down, but the Vile force is dwindling as well as there's not a lot of medevacs out. There's not enough medevacs to heal them. There's only 1 medevac right now, so HwangSin, I think, ended up on top of that, but he is retreating. You know, he's doing a great job of not overextending himself.
All of the High Templar he just morphed in, and that is a lot of Archons. If you need Colossus in a pinch, just make Archons. They're pretty good tanks themselves. They do a lot of damage to get those bio balls, so this is a ridiculously heavy army in the coming seconds that just followed that battle, and I'm not sure they're just going to be able to deal with this.
Yeah, again, I think HwangSin is, he has great positioning on the map, but he needs to move into either the natural or into the 3rd base right now. He's kind of just dancing around in the middle, letting Vile Illusion still kind of be on the same footing of him economically. He needs to take advantage, deny some bases. He's doing a great job. He was doing a great job in that positioning of cutting off the reinforcements, of course.
And look at this Ball, going to be moving down here onto the Planetary Fortress. He's got so many Archons, and all of those EMPs missed everything. Not a single EMP hit anything.
Colossus almost out of position right now, and it still might even be sniped. No, he finally does save it. And if we look right now, there are, 5 Colossus out on the field. Not too bad. 5 Vikings as well, but these Archons and Stalkers are going to be able to clean up those Vikings really easily. But again, HwangSin just keeps finding himself in an awkward position between these 2 ramps. I think he just needs to find a new position to attack.
Oh, that is some scary stuff to deal with. The Space Shark is just sitting here judging the Terrans so hard. And I would be judging Illusion at this point as well. He's in a dilly of a pickle right now, I'd have to say. A dilly of a pickle. The Viking count is just not where it needs to be. Those Colossus are all at pretty good health. There's 2 of them, I think, that are at half health, but nope, there's only 1 of them that's at half health. And all those Archons are absolutely fine. The shields upgrades are at +1. 3-3 has finished up. granted. Oh, a lot of these Colossus are out of position. They do turn around for 1 second. Are those Vikings going to be able to clean it up? I don't know. The Archons are starting to fall. The Marine and Marauder are actually doing a pretty good work, but is he going to be able to break through all of those Archons? I'm not exactly sure. The amount of Immortals absolutely shredded the rest of those Vikings, and now the Marines and Marauders are absolutely down to just a handful left, and that's just about as many Archons as there are. There's 2 more Immortals as well, and more Archons are pouring in for HwangSin, and there's the G.
Yep, so HwangSin going to be going up 3-1 right now. He only needs 1 more to take this show match. Is he going to be able to do it in this last match, guys? We're going to find out. We're going to go into a quick commercial break, so make sure you guys stay tuned.